And one of my friends was like, "What? You paid $400 for a course? How could you do that?" Welcome back. My name is Caleb Oliver and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to spend your next economic stimulus check. But before we start, just comment the word down below, check. Alright, let's get started. As the politicians in Washington, D.C. work to create another stimulus package, Americans are hoping for another stimulus check. Many are hoping for another $1,200 stimulus check. But we have to wait and see what amount actually gets approved. Currently, it's August 1st, 2020 as I shoot this video. While we wait for all of the details to be revealed, I want to give you some ideas on how to spend the money you will receive. Here are the top 5 ways you should spend your stimulus check. Number 1, and number 1 is necessities. Pay for the things that you need. This is the main reason a stimulus check exists. Make sure you have enough money to cover your basics like food and housing and utilities. You want to make sure that you put this money toward good use. You want to make sure that you're fed and that your family's taken care of and that you're taken care of and you're safe. So that's why this is number 1. You want to make sure all of your needs are met. And if you can help it, it's important to reduce your spending. That way you'll be able to stretch this stimulus check to make it last as long as possible, because you never know if or when more money is coming, so you gotta make it last. Because let's say this whole pandemic thing goes another 6 months. The government could very easily say, nope, we're not giving you no more money. Or let's say maybe you lose your job and then you lose your source of income. So just be sure to stretch this check and make this money last as long as possible, because you never know what could happen. And now we have number 2. Number 2 here is savings account. You could take some money from the stimulus check and you can add money to your savings account. You want to be prepared for the next few months, and you want to remember, just because things look good now, you don't know if they'll get worse in the future, especially during these uncertain times. So like I mentioned before, if you lose your job or if this goes on for another 6 to 12 months, you want to make sure you have enough money in your savings account to cover all of your expenses. The average American does not even have $400 saved up to cover an emergency expense. And that's from an ABC article published in May 2019. So don't be like the average American. This is your time to strengthen and fortify your savings account to make sure you have enough money to cover an emergency. And now we have number 3. Number 3 here is pay down student loans. So one thing you can do with this stimulus check is pay down your federal student loans. You should do this because currently payments are suspended without interest until September 30th, 2020. If you do continue making payments, you won't pay any interest on your loans until the end of September. Also, with the 0% interest rate, you will save money overall. And this is from a NerdWallet article, and the link is below so you can check it out. So if you do have any federal student loans, now would be a good time to pay it off, because when do they ever just cut the interest? They never do that. So while you have a chance to, get ahead of paying off your debt, I think this would be a really good time to do that. And you could do that with this upcoming stimulus check. Also, in the NerdWallet article, there is a debt repayment calculator, so you can calculate how much money you will save if you decide to continue to pay off your loans during this time when there's no interest. So I would encourage you, just click the link down below in the description and you can check out that debt repayment calculator. I just want to say, if you're getting any value out of this video, just click the like button down below. Also click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you'll be notified the moment I post my next video. And just comment the word down below, check. And also, we're going to do a question of the day today. The question of the day is, what are you going to do with your economic stimulus check? Are you going to pay off debt? Are you going to put it in your emergency fund? Just let me know down in the comment section. We can start a little conversation there, and I'll be sure to check out your comment, leave a heart next to it. When you do things like this on my page, comment, like, subscribe, it really helps support my channel, and it helps my content get pushed to a larger audience. And for doing this, I say thank you. Now we have number 4. And number 4 here is invest in yourself. It's important that you spend money to improve yourself, because that is the best investment you can make. It can't be taken away from you, because they could take away your job, they could take away your money, and they could take away all the gains you're making in the stock market. But one thing they can't take away is the education you have in your mind. And that's why it's so important to invest in yourself. And here's a quote from Benjamin Franklin to drive home that point. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So it's so important to invest in yourself. And one way you can invest in yourself is you can buy some books. You can buy books to improve your financial education, because again, it's so important to invest in yourself. As I've been reading books recently and even doing book reviews on this page, I have learned that making money is not only about putting paper in your wallet or putting numbers in your account, but it's about changing your mindset and changing the way you think about money and changing the way you think and behave, so that way you can actually receive money and then keep money once it comes your way. So it's so important to invest in yourself. And if you're interested in any of the book reviews that I've done recently, you can just click the card up here. It will take you to my playlist of book reviews. I have a lot of them, so I encourage you to check that out. Another way you can invest in yourself is buy a course to get better at a skill. For example, if you want to get better at becoming a YouTuber, you can buy a YouTube course. When I first decided back in March that I'm going to become a YouTuber, I took it seriously. I said, okay, I'm going to buy a course and I'm going to improve to make sure I'm a really good YouTuber. I actually bought Graham Stephan's YouTube course. And again, you could click the link right up here, click the card, and it will take you to the video I did where I reviewed his course. It is a great course and I highly recommend it, because it will tell you what you need to do to be successful on YouTube, especially if you're just starting out. Another way you can invest in yourself is you can go to a conference. Currently, many conferences are virtual. For example, I will be attending a conference virtually in September, and it's going to be called Grow with Video Live. I'll leave the link down below, but it is in conjunction with Sean Cannell and the YouTube channel Think Media. They have a lot of content for YouTubers and people who are influencers and people who have online businesses with video, and they really encourage you and give you tips and tricks in order to improve your online business. So if you're one of my YouTube friends, I'm sure you're watching and you're interested in this, or if you're anybody out there and you're interested in this, just click the link down below. Again, it's called Grow with Video Live. You can purchase a ticket if you like, and you can attend that conference. And the main idea to focus on here is, if you're serious about your business and you want to get better at it, go ahead and attend a conference. It's so important to invest in yourself. That way you make yourself better. Recently I was speaking to my friends and I told them how I bought a course that was like $300 or $400, and one of my friends was like, "What? You paid $400 for a course? How could you do that?" But then I had to stop. I had to say, well, how much did we pay just for one credit in college? For one class, rather, like $3,000. So we paid that in college but barely used it, but I'm gonna pay significantly less for something I'm actually using. So it's so worth it to invest in your education as it's relevant to you. And now we have number 5. Number 5 here is donate to others. So if you have all of your finances in order, or if you know of a person who needs help during these difficult times, consider donating to them. Or you can also donate money to a church or a charity, and then these groups will help supply the resources that these people need. So if you have any extra money or you have it in your heart to donate to somebody, I think it's a really good idea to take some of this stimulus check and help people out, because I know there are people who are hurting. There are people who haven't even received their first stimulus check yet and they need it. So if you see somebody hurting, help them. It's always a good thing to do, and I believe as you bless others, God will bless you. And also, it was mentioned in the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that every time you want something, you should give that something in order to get it back. In the book, Robert Kiyosaki talks about how his rich dad, every time he wanted money, he would first donate money to his church or to charity, and then he would get money. And then when Robert Kiyosaki grew up himself, he said he did the same thing. He would give money. Every time he wanted money for himself, he would give money in order to receive it. And he said he would do that with other things too, with love, with friendship, with a smile. Whenever he wanted one of those things, he would give it first, and then he said it would come back to him in buckets. So if you're blessed with a little bit extra, feel free to give to someone else in order to help them out. Also, if you'd like to hear more of my thoughts about the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, you can click the video right over here and check out that video. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time.